Weddings are chaotic. You've got drunk uncles, crying kids, and bridesmaids with sore feet. I was just trying to survive my cousin's big day, clutching a glass of champagne like it was a life raft when she walked in. Her name was Alina. She wasn't even part of the wedding party, just a guest from the groom's side. She had this smile that could outshine the fairy lights strung across the hall, and when she laughed, the whole room seemed to tilt toward her. I caught her looking at me once, twice, and then she marched right over and asked the boldest question. Would you like to go on a date with me tonight? I nearly choked on my drink. Nobody had ever been so direct with me before, especially not a gorgeous woman in a midnight blue dress who looked like she'd stepped out of a romance movie. We're at a wedding, I said, glancing at the crowded dance floor. Exactly, she grinned. Free music, free food, everyone's distracted. Perfect first date. Against every nervous instinct I had, I said yes. And suddenly, we were on a date, weaving through the reception like it was our private playground. She stole us extra desserts from the buffet. We danced like fools during the fast songs and swayed too close during the slow ones. At one point, she dipped me dramatically in front of the bride's grandmother, who clapped like it was the best entertainment. She scene all night. And that's when the problem began. Elena's family was watching, aunts, cousins, even her mother, all whispering, pointing, smiling. I could feel their eyes on me like I was a contestant on some sort of bizarre game show, and they were trying to guess how much money I was going to win. By the time the bouquet was tossed, I realized something horrifying. They thought I wasn't just a date. They thought I was the one. Mi amor, her grandmother, cooed at me, hugging me so tightly I could barely breathe. We've been waiting for Elena to find someone like you. I froze. Elena didn't correct them. Instead, she just held my hand tighter and gave me a look that said, please go along with this. So I did. By the end of the night, her entire family was convinced we were soulmates. One uncle even cornered me and whispered, you'd better not break her heart. I had only known this woman for 3 hours. But here's the twist. I didn't want to correct them either, because every time Elena's hand brushed mine, every time she laughed at something silly, I said, I felt something real growing between us. Maybe it was reckless, maybe it was fast, but it was undeniable. The next morning, I expected regret. I expected her to laugh it off, to say, that was fun. See, you never. Instead, she texted me, my family really loves you. Want to make it official and go on a second date? We did. And then a third and a fourth. Her family never stopped believing I was the love of her life. What they didn't know was, and this is crucial, that I was falling for her too. But I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that fateful night at the wedding. If I'd been nervous about what to do on a first date, imagine being certain that everyone around you thinks you in a committed relationship when you really not. That kind of pressure can make or break a romance. But somehow, despite the added chaos, things worked out perfectly. Now, anytime I talk about meeting Elena, I get teased relentlessly by friends. They'll never let me forget that she basically called dibs on me in front of her entire family. And while it was terrifying at first, I wouldn't trade it, because that night was exactly where I needed to be. Dancing with a beautiful woman who would soon become my girlfriend and eventually, hopefully, my fiancé. But why did her family think I was more than just a date? Was it fate, destiny, or just an elaborate case of mistaken identity? Who knows? But here's what I do know. If you meet someone amazing at a wedding, don't let a little thing like the truth stop you from taking a chance on them. Life's too short for hesitation. Who knows? The family may have been right all along.